Today I'm out on Highway 3 in the very southern part of Wells County. I'm at Asbury United Methodist Church, and I am at Ora Adeline Brotherton Ely at her gravestone. And she has quite a history. She would be my Grandpa Brotherton's aunt. And my great-grandpa Brotherton, her brother is also buried here, as well as his daughter Mary. But the story today is all about her and the young man from Raw. She was almost 16. Grandpa had a store, a mercantile dry goods store. He was also a very large farmer, but his children she was the youngest, and his children had all married and were no longer working at the store with him, so he'd hired help out. And he hired a man named Joseph Boxwell. Joseph was 25 years old, and he worked out fine for a little while, but then he caught the eye of Ora, and Ora caught his eye, and he did not stay away. Grandpa told him he was too old for her. There was 10 years difference in their age. He said, "You're too old for my daughter. In years to come, if she hasn't found anybody closer to her age, if she has feelings for you, that would change. But now, I'm telling you, she's too old." Well, the young man didn't stay away, and Grandpa ended up firing him. After he spoke with Grandpa, he wanted to tell her that he was going to wait for her. So Grandpa said, "You can see her on the front porch, but her mom and I are going to be right in the room adjoining, and we will listen in." And so as she stepped out on the front porch, and that was in January 28th of the year 1897, she stepped out on the front porch to speak with him, and he shot her. He put the gun to her head and pulled the trigger. She fell. Her parents heard the first shot, they heard the second shot. The young man put the gun to his head and shot himself. And as Grandpa and Grandma got to the porch, they realized he was gone, but she was not. They took her inside, they got a doctor. After about 3 weeks, she was able to walk around, communicate, all kinds of stuff. And her uncle was a doctor at Indianapolis. I'm not sure what he was a doctor of, but he knew a surgeon that was willing to do that type of surgery if needed. So she went to Indy for the surgery to have the bullet removed. When they got down there, they realized the bullet had entered in front of her left ear. It did not enter at the temple, but lower, and it lodged in behind her left ear. It affected her hearing, but it did not affect anything else. And she actually survived the surgery, survived the bullet, came home, and did not have the surgery. The surgeon was a surgeon for the Civil War. He had worked on many, many bullet wounds, and he said it was better to leave the bullet there. So that's what they did. As years went by and medical got better, she had it checked out a few times, and they still left the bullet there. She lived to be 93, and she had a good life. She married Willard Ely about 1.5 years later. They had 6 children. They lived in this area. They had a wonderful family, and she prospered through all that. And the only thing that she had a little mark in front of her ear, a little scar that was left, and that's all she had. She had had headaches at one time. They did subside. I don't know when she got older if the headaches came back, but as time went on, the headaches did subside, and she raised 6 children. But I think it's a story of a stalker that at that time they didn't call him stalking. They just said it was a man obsessed with a young girl. And I'm sure she thought it was pretty cool too to have an older gentleman follow her around, and it had went on for quite a while. I mean, it wasn't something that just happened and then stopped. Now, he is buried at Raw Cemetery, just a few stones from her parents. And that's where his parents chose to bury him when he died instantly from his gunshot. And then she is buried here at Asbury United Methodist Cemetery here on Highway 3 with her husband. And behind her is some more of their family. And behind me stands some more of his family. But I just think that's kind of a fun little story of survival. And also a story that tells you that stalking is nothing new. It's happened for years. Thank you.